Morning. Very different morning this morning. I've been in to work with Josh. You may have heard of him. Influencer and multimedia personality. Anyway, so he's just finishing up. I've done what I need to do this morning, but I'm now going to meet some friends of mine because one is a professional beekeeper who's retiring. The other is a new beekeeper, Andy, who's been keeping them for a number of years, and he keeps them out back my place. So Neil is letting us have a few of his hives as he retires to put over in our apiary on my little farm. So it'll give Andy a few more to look after. So we're going to move beehives, possibly, and take it from there. Picked the bees up. Didn't film lifting and packing the hives because it was on somebody else's property and I didn't have permission. But Neil was really helpful, as always, told us what we should be doing and helped us load. So Andy and I are now just travelling back my place with the hives and the bees, just gently driving back, and we will take another look there. Here's Andy.
Hello.
The tame beekeeper.
Oh,
it's helping us do all this. Did it go all right?
Yeah, I never know what speed to drive when
No.
carrying beehives.
How many do you reckon there is in that one?
So this is probably a half colony size for springtime, so there's probably 20 to 30,000 bees. A full-size hive is 60 to 80,000 in the summertime.
Sharing your Volvo with you.
Yes, a little bit like, I was thinking on the way over, a bit like Aliens, the film, where you've got this possibly deadly creature in the same contained space as yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I've not introduced you properly to our bees yet, because there's been plenty of other things to film, but we'll do this now with Andy one day, have a proper look at the bees and all they entail. So we're going to do some mucking about with them now. Don't know quite what. He's the beekeeper. He's just wandering up the hill.
So a little bit of preparation before the new hive arrivals have come.
Mm-hmm.
This apiary has about space for 6 hives on these 2 stands. So empty space for a hive on the left.
Yeah.
2 hives looking to remain. Phil, this is your WBC hive, which is different to the national hive. And then more room at the end behind that WBC.
Yeah.
So hopefully just maintain a walking area in front so you can manage the apiary. And this is a comfy little spot sheltered from the west.
Are these 2 open? Are these?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're sort of flying in the WBC.
Yeah, this angled piece of wood is called a landing board for the bees to take a rest,
there you go.
Find their entrance. You'll see 1 or 2 occasionally with some orange pollen on their legs. This type of hive here hasn't got a landing board. And it hasn't got a correctly fitted entrance bar, but this is to block a mouse entering with these holes, but it's not fitted. And so these hives were checked last week and should be going into spring quite nicely.
Do some beekeeping.
Do some more beekeeping preparation.
Do some beekeeping-y things.
Yeah, so I'm out doing some beekeeping preparation. Handy hive tool and smoker to quell the bees somewhat if they get interested in it quells their stinging response. So inside is some fuel. This is some dried grass from last year, some twigs to ignite, kitchen flamethrower, I forget the real word.
Blowtorch.
Blowtorch, yeah. And I have some more lightings which I'm going to use to get this one going any second.
So do you reckon I should be togging up? Is there are you going to?
I will be putting my suit on,
You will?
because there are bees around and they like to hug a warm person on a cold day. I don't think will be in a particularly... They'll be in an interested mood possibly when they come out of the hives of the mood, but they're not usually aggravating. So yeah, refillable gas. And then I use some shavings. And these are a bit damp, but if I use the lighter, it warms them up and gets them to a burnable temperature. And we have some bellows
To puff it through.
to puff the smoke, yeah. May not have done. All sounds a bit industrial, doesn't it, with that burning? And then usually the material can be added to the top, which will dry out as well as anything else for burning itself. Does need a supply of air because there's not going to be any oxygen going through.
Yeah, are you away?
Might have to come back to this. Course for the summer, basically.
Yeah.
There you go, Phil. You can have a square with that one. It's got a reassuringly sort of puffy puff to it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I actually had to replace the bellows this year.
Look, there's one coming in. Huge amount of pollen on its back legs. You always do it at this time of the year.
Yeah, you've tried to economise on moving lots of boxes and...
Which way's the front end? Oh, that's right. We'll put it down here, aren't we, for now?
Oh, the front's that end, sorry. Just use it as a wedge, I think. So the traditional bee, this has got a solid floor on it.
Yeah.
So if you orientate it badly, moisture will come in the front and then maybe if it is tilted to the back, reside at the back. But this style of floor, you can just see some gauze between the holes there.
Yeah.
That's actually got an empty floor, and that's so varroa mites can drop through it out of the hive, and of course it doesn't collect water.
Yeah.
But because there's less material in it,
It's not strong,
it's not strong, which is what that design is there.
So what actually are we doing now? We're taking them out of the...
We're going to... The nucleus, which is at the far back left, and strapped together.
In the plastic box.
I wish to transfer the bees and the frames to a new
this one.
brood box, which is this item here.
So that's starting building a new hive, effectively.
Yes, exactly. So some of the frames will be foundation. They've not drawn out and got cells and comb. And I'll show you what a drawn out frame looks like. And this is from last summer, and this is... needs to tidy up by the bees, so it's a fully drawn comb with some stores. So we're going to move the bees and add combs accordingly. So they need some full combs and some.
So they've got something to be going on with, as it were.
Exactly. Take that over. So these are just little ports that sit in.
You want your puffer?
Look at them coming to and from that one.
Oh yeah, they've maybe heard that we're about.
Yeah. I'm not going to do anything until I get my veil on, but I'm just going to take this strap off.
Getting the strap ready, yeah. They might be a little bit warmer as well, won't they? Because they were in the car.
And I'll you can see their little proboscis coming.
Oh, can you? They're
if you have an eye, you can just see them. Attracted to the fresh air and the entrance.
Yeah. So
that's their ventilation.
Right, you got
all I'm going to do.
Yeah, your puffers away.
Yeah, I may or may not puff them, but this dial has got an open entrance and a worker bee only entrance. Yeah. Now I'm going to turn this to bring it full. Give them a little bit of air, and they will expect to find some freedom. leave them like that for 10 minutes so they're accustomed to the air temperature change and the weather, etc., and then transfer into this second red hive in front.
Well, they're certainly out and about now, and the sun's coming out.
Good. Good. Frames are in here.
No.
There might be a feeder in here with some syrup. There's definitely more frames here. So I'm going to
Go for it.
try and open the hive and do some transferring.
Go for it then. Very exciting.
I mean, the bees will know this is their equipment because the queen gives off pheromones. So they'll know internally that this is
This is home.
Yeah.
Is there any risk then that by moving them into a new home that it might encourage them to swarm or anything, or not?
Essentially, this is quite restrictive, this hive for them, because if you imagine they're in a small overwintering state, they've only got a third of the bees that could be needed to be hived. So this is an ideal way of overwintering them without too much space. Reduces condensation inside because their warmth maintains a good environment, but they will, during the course of the next month or two, need to, with their population,
they've got to be somewhere bigger
unit. Right, let's just... Oh, it's just a supply and yours on the back. Just back out the way. Little hive with a flatter roof there is ideal. There's a little bit of insulation going on here, I can see. Oh, so we've got good combs in here already with some...
You can hear them roaring away in there.
Yeah. What I will have to do at some point, he's fed them very well. This is a big pack of basically icing sugar.
Yeah.
So we get that out of the way.
Quite a few wood lice in there.
Yeah, they seem to have decided. I'm now going to use the hive tool just to see what's going on. The frames will be particularly gummed together with tree resin the bees bring back. So they should have realised there's some smoke around. Oh yes, interesting. So what we have going on here is some stores with honey and syrup. And this is new bees appearing in this patch here.
So they are ready to move then?
Yeah, so they're starting to expand, which means all the frames available in this unit we need to go in that box.
Yeah. So do you want me to take some of these out then, Andy?
I'm just wondering where we can ideally put them. We're going to need to get them back out the way. Maybe I'll bring it across towards your truck and then we'll empty them.
So do you know how many you want to take out? Or
probably all of them at this rate.
Is it?
Yeah, this is only to be discovered now I've opened the hive.
Yeah, of course. Well, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
The floor's not quite level. So this process I'm probably going to do quite readily and rapidly. But just film as I'm getting on with it, because don't miss the moment. And
so you don't want to muck about. Get them in and get them done.
Yeah, they'll be as unhappy as long as their hive's open today.
So is you don't feel the need to put more frames in alongside them at this stage then? You just let them acclimatise with those frames, or?
This box holds 12 to 13 frames, and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 coming out. So what I'm going to try...
Oh, I see, of course, I see, I didn't realise, I see, it's double height, as it were. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can have the frames orientated back and forth or left to right. So one's called cold and one's called warm style. They're actually stuck to the frames underneath. So I'll put the stores to the back and I'll try and get all the brood next to itself for warmth purposes, for the hive maintaining its good temperature. Actually, try and think about how the bees might prefer this as much as anything else, because they won't want to roam around frames that are more or less
Full.
Yeah. It's like a stores. Yeah, so the queen's also, as well as having capped young, she's already put eggs in this section here. So
yeah,
these
right.
need capping off and keeping warm, which is why this is now going here. Hello bees.
Oh, look at that.
Well behaved. So yeah, it looks like a summer's day as far as the hive's concerned. I'm expecting the queen to be in the lower box in amongst more bees, because these don't have a large number of bees on, and this yellow pollen here is presumably the dandelion.
My dandelion's starting to come through.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually this isn't mine, is it? Because these are
No,
this is
but
what
it's
just
presumably
come.
still dandelion.
Yeah.
So I'll move that towards the back, and the rest of the lower box there can be inserted here. Some more smoke, Andy. Your first visit looking a hive, isn't it?
Yeah. Well
done.
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Well, here,
certainly here.
yeah. So they're well behaved at the moment, which is nice. I'm going to be a little bit swift, but try and be cautious, because we don't want the queen to drop anywhere between the here and the box we're transferring to. I'm just trying to use that dappled light to see in the back of these. Okay. If I spot the queen, I'll give some notice, and you might be able to see her. She's got poorly wings. There's a virus that doesn't allow their wings to develop.
Oh yeah.
So that is something that should be is treatable, according to it's introduced by varroa mites.
Oh, is it?
As the varroa mites
the
are
vector
feeding
of
on.
it, is it?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just pointing these things out, and then you're aware of what's in an apiary. 2 more frames to go. I'm not decided there's too many bees in here, to be honest, but they're trying to get underway for the spring, which is ideal. Can't see a queen there. Usually, without trying to stare at any bees, you can just pick up a larger body of a queen. But I'm going to put this in the hive to save you getting chilled too much.
Yeah. That's right.
Great stuff. Oh, is there one last spot for a frame? I'm not sure we got one. I might just do is remove this one. This is a sharp tap just to get the bees in the box. I'll have that frame away. Where did I leave the brood? Still no sign of a queen, but she must be in there because the eggs are present, or she was present as there's eggs. Just use that.
What's?
Yep. So.
Yeah, the one that's marked. Yeah, I thought so.
There she is.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good. So this.
Get her in undercover.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's good. So you know you've got the right one in there. Oh, she's still there? Yeah.
Just got a different motion to all the other worker bees. So right in the middle of the hive.
Yeah.
We haven't dropped her. We know she's in. And then I'll put this lot.
And she's made it from Rowden to here.
She's done a home move.
Yeah. So tap a few more out.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no friendly treatment when doing this. I'm just going to tap them to the back and then.
Yeah.
And I've not seen an angry bee yet, which is nice. So I'm going to leave this equipment just away and they'll fly and leave it, hopefully.
Yes, exactly. They'll get up. Do you want me to?
Oh,
you've got a few
they're
more
having
in
for walk there.
Yeah.
All gone. There's one board to put back on top called the crown board. Situate that. Not in the best of condition. And then these just locate on top to prevent the bees using those ports.
Yeah.
And a roof. Fully assembled hive transferred.
Excellent.
And the other bees should find their way
home to there.
That's the intention.
Yeah.
All I'm going to do is tidy the area,
Yeah.
and then we'll release the other hives.
Excellent. Right then, so we're releasing the bees.
Yeah. I'll work on the...
Yeah, sure. I'll come around the front.
Unstrap and then move.
So it'll be interesting to see if they're all there queuing to come out, like the ones in the nucleus were. Got it?
Yeah, and then I'll do poke.
No. No.
No excitement.
No.
Bit of a quiet bee there. I'll just bring the foam away.
Yeah.
This
See
one
if
was
there's anything
obviously
in the other one.
held in with the tape as well.
No, nothing there either.
I'm presuming there's plenty of space still inside.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to exit for any purpose. Leaves the hive.
No.
So her response to the world is only what the bees are prepared to do.
Yeah.
And if they're bringing back pollen, it's telling her in a food flowering what the environment's doing way, what she should be doing next. So she will start laying more eggs, the population will start to expand over the next 3 weeks to 4, which was really in time for the change in the season and better flowering and more nectar provision.
But
So
she's definitely going to be in there thinking, good Lord, it's busy out there at the moment. I mean, it's just accelerated in the half an hour or the hour we've been here, hasn't it?
Yeah. So
and they're not coming out because it's us. You can see they're busy. They're off and doing stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the telltale is they're not interfering with us and they're doing the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tremendous to see. And, well, I've just, astonished myself, really. I mean, there is a certain amount of fascination just with what's being able to observe what's happening at the front. Because those other hives obviously won't be having the same internal signals.
No.
It won't be.
So that's an introduction to our bees. Been keeping, well, Andy's been on here keeping bees for, it could be 3 or 4 years now. But I was lucky enough to get those extra hives from Neil. So Andy can look after them and do what he does with his bee business. So thank you very much for watching. Tune in next time. Be seeing you. Cheerio.